Tonight's headlines, PDP Laban back to square one. Sara Duterte has no plans to run as PDP Laban's standard bearer. Over 75% of the NCR target population fully vaccinated. Philippines to buy 6 million doses of single-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Typhoon Lannie now over Negros, Oriental. And big-time oil price hike set this week. Good evening. Today is Monday, October 4, 2021. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. PDP Laban President and Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi on Monday said they were back to square one after the politician they were eyeing as their presidential bet for the 2022 national elections declined their nomination. Cusi, without naming names, said he had signed a certificate of nomination and acceptance for PDP Laban's presidential bet in next year's polls. He said Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea was already aware of the name of the PDP Laban's possible presidential bet. On Monday afternoon, however, Cusi said the supposed presidential bet had declined their nomination. Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte had no plans to join PDP Laban and become its standard bearer for the 2022 national elections, according to her spokesperson on Monday. Mayor Cristina Garcia Frasco of Liloan, Cebu issued a statement when asked if Sara Duterte was inclined to join her father's party ahead of the 2022 national elections. Talks about Sara running for president were amplified after President Rodrigo Duterte said last Saturday that Sara would run for president while Senator Bongo, his longtime aide, would run for vice president. In a previous interview, Sara said she had an agreement with her father that only one of them would run for a national post in next year's elections. Metropolitan Manila Development Authority Chairperson Ben-Hur Abalos said on Monday that around 75.54% of the target population of the National Capital Region has been fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Abalos said they are expecting that the percentage will increase to 84% after a month, as first dose recipients are already scheduled to get their second dose. He added that by December 2, the percentage of vaccinated people among the target population will increase to 92%. The mayors in the National Capital Region are now preparing for the vaccination of minors by identifying those who have comorbidities. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Boto mo to, Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Ayon sa World Bank, tinatayang 4.8 hanggang 12.7 milyong toneladang plastik ang sumisira sa ating karagatan taon-taon. Halos 80% nito ang nanggagaling sa Asya. Sa buong mundo, ang Pilipinas ay itinuturing na pangatlong pinakamalaking nagdudulot ng polusyon sa karagatan. Ang nakalalasong kemikal mula sa plastik ay di lamang kumukontamina sa karagatan, ngunit pati na rin sa hanging nilalanghap at lupang ginagalawan natin. Kung magpapatuloy ang kasalukuyang paggamit ng single-use plastics, sa taong 2050, mas marami na ang plastic kumpara sa mga isda na nasa ating mga karagatan. Dahil dito, mas pinaiigting ng pamahalaan ang kampanya laban sa paggamit ng single-use plastics. Nanganganib ang ating planeta. Iisa lang ito. Lahat tayo ay dapat kumilos sa lalong madaling panahon upang pangalagaan ito. Tama na ang plastikan.
Boto mo to, Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. said Monday that the Philippines will procure 6 million doses of the single-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine. According to the National Task Force Against COVID-19, the Philippines has received a total of 3.24 million doses of J&J vaccine from the COVAX facility. Meanwhile, Galvez said the country is in communication with 4 manufacturers for the procurement of vaccine doses in 2022. Data from the NTF showed that the Philippines has received more than 75 million vaccines, of which nearly 46 million have been administered. State Weather Bureau Pagasa announced that Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal Number 1 was raised over 14 areas as Tropical Depression Lannie moved over Gilhulngan, Negros Oriental. In its 5 p.m. severe weather bulletin, Pagasa said the center of Lannie was located in the vicinity of Gihulngan, Negros Oriental at 4 p.m. with maximum sustained winds of 45 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 55 kilometers per hour. It was moving westward at 25 kilometers per hour. From Monday to Tuesday morning, according to Pagasa, moderate to heavy rains would prevail over western Visayas and Mimaropa, while light to moderate with at times heavy rains would be experienced over Calabarzon, Bicol region, and Mindanao. Pagasa said that the enhanced easterly flow north of the tropical depression could also bring occasional gusts reaching strong breeze to near gale strength over extreme northern Luzon and the coastal and upland areas of the eastern section of Luzon in the next 24 hours. And in business, oil companies will implement a big-time price increase on Tuesday. In separate advisories, Caltex, Clean Fuel, Petrogas, PTT Philippines, Sea Oil, and Shell will raise gasoline prices by 1 peso and 45 centavos per liter and diesel products by 2 pesos and 0.5 centavos per liter. Caltex, Sea Oil, and Shell will also hike kerosene prices by 2 pesos and 0.5 centavos per liter, while other industry players are expected to follow suit. Adjustments in local oil prices reflected the movements in the world oil market. Last week, oil prices traded above $80, the first time in 3 years. Market analysts expected that oil prices will continue to increase amid the growing demand and tighter supply of the commodity. That wraps up the stories tonight, and before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, Araneta City, Department of Tourism, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of the Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Mga katribo, handa na ba kayong sumayaw at manalo? Halina't sumali sa Katribo Bakuna Paturok TikTok Challenge handog ng Daily Tribune, Teleradyo Bandido TV at RJFM. Napakadali lang sumali. Step 1. Like at i-follow ang Daily Tribune Facebook page at TikTok account upang maging updated at makasali. Step 2. Bumuo ng isa o grupo na hanggang 3 katao at gumawa ng TikTok video gamit ang opisyal na paturok jingle Daily Tribune at RJFM na makukuha sa TikTok account ng Daily Tribune.
Pababakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation. No more isolation. With vaccination. Pababakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
Step 3. I-post ang inyong video sa Daily Tribune TikTok account at gamitin ang hashtag Katribo Bakuna Paturok. Maaari ring i-mention ang Daily Tribune TikTok account para sa inyong entry. Huwag kalimutang i-like ang official Facebook page ng Daily Tribune. Manood at huwag kalimutang i-share ang programang Gising Na Facebook livestream mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga para alamin ang daily winner. Lahat pwede sumali. Make your move. Lumabas at magpaturok na ng bakuna.
Paturok, paturok.
Boto mo to, Halalan 2022, The Daily Tribune Special Coverage.
It's time for the world to know. Outstanding Filipinos in America. The 11th Outstanding Filipinos in America Awards 2021. A salute to the heroes of coronavirus. Coming back live in person at the Carnegie Hall in New York City, home of the TOFA Awards since 2011.
Magpabakuna kayo.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Magandang araw mga katribo! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelovelo, Comfy Manalo, Chinky Mangkukang, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chirk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas ng mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Sama-sama natin alamin ang mga natatagong istorya sa mga latest na kaganapan sa loob at labas ng bansa.
Simulan ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments dito sa ating programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magkita-kita po tayo mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga at magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Magpabakuna kayo.
Mga katribo, handa na ba kayong sumayaw at manalo? Halina't sumali sa Katribo Bakuna Paturok TikTok Challenge handog ng Daily Tribune, Teleradyo Bandido TV at RJFM. Napakadali lang sumali. Step 1. Like at i-follow ang Daily Tribune Facebook page at TikTok account upang maging updated at makasali. Step 2. Bumuo ng isa o grupo na hanggang 3 katao at gumawa ng TikTok video gamit ang opisyal na paturok jingle Daily Tribune at RJFM na makukuha sa TikTok account ng Daily Tribune.
Pababakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation. No more isolation. With vaccination. Pababakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
Step 3. I-post ang inyong video sa Daily Tribune TikTok account at gamitin ang hashtag Katribo Bakuna Paturok. Maaari ring i-mention ang Daily Tribune TikTok account para sa inyong entry. Huwag kalimutang i-like ang official Facebook page ng Daily Tribune. Manood at huwag kalimutang i-share ang programang Gising Na Facebook livestream mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga para alamin ang daily winner. Lahat pwede sumali. Make your move. Lumabas at magpaturok na ng bakuna.
Paturok! Paturok!